Hey, we are back. Another video for y'all. Another 30-day challenge completed. And what we did for this 30-day challenge is we ran at least 1 mile for 30 days. And I was able to do it. I didn't miss a day. We went 30 days straight of running a mile, at least a mile every day. And so I think after a week of doing the mile, I did time myself, and the time I got was about an 8-minute mile, and it was pretty slow. I mean, at my age, I don't really expect myself to be super fast. And the day before that, I was pretty sore, and I think I played basketball or did some sort of intense workout where my body was 100%. So I did run the mile a bit compromised, and I did not time myself at the end of the 30 days, but I would be pretty confident that I could probably do maybe like a 7:30 mile if I'm feeling pretty good and not too compromised and not too tired. But anywhere between 7 to 7:30, I feel like I could do, and because I did feel a big improvement in my cardio. But as I was doing these miles or running a mile a day, I did feel my cardio getting better. Now, in the beginning, or at least before I started the challenge, I did feel a bit concerned how my body would be able to hold up. And throughout the course of 30 days of running, I'd definitely have those days where my body would really feel it. My legs were sore, my knees, my calves, hamstring, hips. I was really feeling it. And it'd usually be the days where I do like double the workout. So I kind of do it 2 days. So maybe earlier in the day, I would play basketball, I'd play soccer, or do some sort of workout. And then the next portion or later in the day, I would actually do the 1 mile running. And it's usually those days where it was pretty tough. I definitely felt more tired, but I was still able to do it, and I just ran at a bit slower pace, and I didn't go super fast. And usually the days that I felt a lot better, where the day before I did get some rest, I didn't do anything intensive. The mile was a bit slower, but allowed me to recover. And the days where I did feel a lot better, I would just, pick up the pace a little bit and be able to jog a little faster. And so, yeah, my legs did feel stiff throughout the whole thing. I did feel sore. I did try to stretch like 10 to 15 minutes before or after I ran just to keep my body loose. Also, I used the massage gun to just help with uh, getting rid of the acid or the lactic acid, and also loosening up the muscles because I know my muscles would tighten up. And a bit concerned with my knees, or the ligaments and tendons surrounding my calves, knees, hamstring. I did feel a little soreness in those areas, and um, I just try my best to listen to my body and make sure I don't overdo it. And so it was manageable. I was worried that I would have to, take a day off or two because of just the wear and tear, just the overuse of my body. But running a mile a day isn't too bad. Um, if you could just kind of pace yourself uh, better, like maybe go a little slower on days where you're really feeling it, and you're feeling really sore and uh, going through a lot of aches. And I didn't experience, any significant injury that put me out, so it wasn't too bad. And what was helpful was I was training with a friend who was also training for a half marathon. So we made an agreement where we would run together and, kind of help him train a bit and kind of he would keep me accountable and doing, my little challenge. And so that was very helpful too and very motivating. And it was helpful to have that accountability as well. And for the most part, the weather was good. Running in the winter and running outdoors. Majority of the running was on a track at a college nearby where I live. So I just ran the track, 4 laps, each lap being a quarter of a mile. So that was pretty easy to keep track. Other days, I'd run around my block um, and just run there. But I preferably liked running on the track, so I'll go there majority of the time. And it was also a midpoint where me and my friend could meet and run there together. And other than that, it was pretty good. The weather, yeah, it was cold during the winter, but we're in California, so you don't have to deal with snow. But we did have days with it would rain, and honestly, during those days while running in the rain, it did kind of suck. But we managed through it. And even though it sucked, on one hand, it was kind of refreshing too, just to run in the rain, but still want to get sick. Because, when you're running, you break a little sweat. It's kind of refreshing to have some water splashed on your face. So it's not too bad. But, sometimes getting wet and dealing with the cold weather is a little too much. But I honored my commitment. I did pretty well for the most part. We could take a look at the Excel sheet and kind of look at my daily login here. So let's take a look at that. All right, so here it is on our Excel sheet going over just the daily login. As you can see here, it's pretty simple. I started in the 8th of January, went for 30 days all the way to the 7th of February. And I honor my commitment. Every day I ran that mile and was able to just make sure I got it done. Didn't miss a day, so that was good. So we were able to run for 30 straight days. And as I mentioned before, it was a bit exhausting just in the sense that, especially when I had my 2-a-days, like just want to make sure I don't get injured. And I felt exhausted. I felt like my body being tired and needing to recover. But on those days, I just took it a little easier and the jog was a bit lighter. And so I paced myself pretty well. I didn't go super fast. It's not like every mile or every day I was going my fastest time. I was just going at a decent pace where, depending on if I felt good, my body felt right, then I'd run a little faster. If I was, you know, feeling a lot of aches and very sore, then I'll just take it a bit easier just to help myself last at least for the month. And like I said, I do felt like my legs got stronger. Cardio's better. Felt like I was in better shape, so that's all good. And I didn't get any significant injuries, so that's good too. And just getting a good feel of my body and understanding like I don't need to push myself too hard. So running a mile a day wasn't too bad. And I think the only thing is just having that consistency on a daily basis of having that desire to tell yourself like, hey, today I need to run a mile. That's what I need to do. And even if you had a busy day, if you're towards the end of the day at night, you gotta do it even though you're tired. Or, you start off the day, you got some time, you're like, hey, let's get this out of the way. I gotta make sure I do the mile. And there are days, of course, where you're just like, I don't really feel like it. My body's tired. It's been a long day. But hey, I gotta do what I gotta do. And when you do challenges like these and you kind of have the mind frame that I do, then you just gotta get it done. And so I think that's the part where it's a bit more challenging, is just convincing yourself that, hey, There's something I need to do. This is one of the to-do list items that I need to check off. And so you got to do it. And that's pretty much it. And so that's my experience with running a mile a day. It isn't really that challenging, especially if you've been pretty active like myself. I do like running. Running is, it does help kind of clear the mind, relieve the stress. It's a good way to do it rather than turning onto, alternative things that might not be good for your health. But things like running, it's and exercising, it's always good to turn that for a little stress relief. And so, yeah, that's my challenge. We got that done. Hopefully, I'll think of another one to do. For another 30-day challenge, and we'll post it up here soon. So thank you guys so much. If there's any other good ones that you guys have in mind to do a 30-day challenge, please leave it in the comment section below. If you do like videos like these, drop a like, drop a subscription if you haven't already. And till next time, guys. Peace.